The brand new ride coming to Alton Towers may actually have a different name to what we first thought. There seems to be a lot of different closures across the board at Thorpe Park, and Alton Towers have finally built and added something that we have wanted for ages. Genuinely, this is better news than Nemesis Reborn. I'm only joking, but all of this did happen this past week in theme parks. Yes, welcome back once again, and this isn't a very long video, although I said that last time and it was just the normal length of every video I do. But this episode is going to be mainly focused on Thorpe Park and Alton Towers, as most of them are now, because everything seems to be going on within there, including one of them also winning a very, very prestigious award, and it is very well deserved, I can't lie. But we're going to talk about all of that today. Oh, and also, if you are new around here, then please be sure to subscribe to the channel. It'd be greatly appreciated. First of all, let's get the negative stuff out of the way, because I don't like to be a negative Nancy. We ain't about that on this past weekend, and also not really on my channel, but sometimes you have to be. And this mainly concerns Thorpe Park and their ride availability. Of course, there's a lot of questions already about the Alton Towers ride availability because, well, they seem to open rides just before they close now. And along with that, they do have some planned closures that they have, such as the Sky Ride, Hex, and I know Octonauts is closed for the whole of September. I'm gonna cry. But something I didn't see coming was a load of different closures this month and the next for Thorpe Park's rides. If you head over to the ride availability page, I feel like I say that every video now, you can see an entire list of different things that will be going down for maintenance at a planned time. At least they told us in advance and didn't just go and do it. Of course, at the bottom there are seasonal attractions, which are Rumba Rapids and Amity Beach. Rumba's closed from the 9th, like I mentioned in a previous video, but now they've added 4 winter maintenance. So they obviously saw all the speculation online about, oh, it's going to become an RMC, and thought they'd put a hold to that because, well, you don't want to get people's hopes up too much, because next year it's actually a re-theme. They're opening it as Rumba Rapids again. There are actually a lot of different major coasters on this list above that it's a bit worrying. Stealth will be closed on the 18th of September. Hyperia is going to be closed between the 23rd and 27th. Nemesis Inferno is closed on the 30th to the 3rd. Closed on the 7th and 9th is Samurai, and Hyperia is so good that it made it on there twice, and that just says about how it might be a delayed opening each day and the queue line will close and blah blah blah. But obviously it's not worrying for the fact they're doing maintenance. That's a very good thing. It's worrying why they're doing all the maintenance in the middle of the season, because I know there's a lot of people complaining how Alton Towers keep closing rides, but I think just Merlin in general. What's going on? Fingers crossed not all of these stick, and if they do, hopefully they're less closed than they're supposed to be. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Tell you what is not negative for Alton Towers though. The fact they have won an award at the Golden Ticket Awards. Now, if you don't know what the Golden Ticket Awards are, they are an incredibly biased American award system for theme parks. And when I say incredibly biased, oh god, I mean it. Europe, and especially the UK, barely ever get mentioned other than Valhalla at Blackpool Pleasure Beach for being the best water ride, which it lost this year. After that massive refurbishment, they must be fuming. And maybe Europa and Phantasialand, but that's about it. But Alton Towers actually won a Renaissance Award for Nemesis Reborn, bringing it back from the dead and sort of making a new storyline and bringing back that reimagined attraction. And they did win that award for that, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see some sort of plaque or signage outside the ride saying that they've won a golden ticket for that ride, because I would put it there too. But that is truly incredible. We beat the USA bias. Finally. Oh, and the good news about Alton Towers doesn't stop there. Because there's one thing that we've wanted at that park for so long now, and they have finally gone and added them, and hopefully they continue to add more to other rides in the future. I'm, of course, talking about single rider. A single rider queue is where you are single and you ride alone. You literally could have said the word single rider and you would have known what that meant. Why did I explain it? But it's a separate queue for people who want to ride alone, so they can just sit next to someone random and get on really quickly. And Alton Towers only really had one on the Smiler, but now their single rider lineup has got even more epic, because they have added one to Spinball Whizzer. We knew that from the ride availability website. Mentioning that bloody website again. And that now has a really nice new pathway running up all the way to the top where the exit is, which looks great. And a major coaster at the park that isn't Spinball or the Smiler, 13 finally has the single rider queue back on it. Although I do think the addition of that again doesn't really sit right with the story. It's not very canon. How can you tell people going on the ride that they shouldn't go down to the woods today and we better not go alone, despite the fact you can queue alone in the single rider line? I don't know. Maybe this isn't such a good thing after all. But no, jokes aside, honestly, I'm so happy they've added that because it was so needed. And hopefully this means they will add more to other rides. Oblivion? I'm looking at you. I'm very impressed with Alton Towers doing that. Although tell you what might be very impressive when it opens, Project Ocean. The brand new Ripsaw clone. The new flat ride in Forbidden Valley that's being built, and it's very heavily kept a secret at the moment. We know it's going to be on a tunnel. We know it's going to look like a big cube. I'm joking. We know it's going to be a topspin style model, and it's probably going to be the suspended one where you will be able to just dangle your feet down, and it will be either side gondola. You can sit on either side of the gondola. I'm specifically mentioning the word gondola because I got that wrong in a previous video. And in that previous video I just mentioned, I did actually make what I think it will look like. And I called it Ripsaw's Revenge, as I've been calling it for a while. That might be a bit of a wrong guess for the name. Yes, we did think Ripsaw would be somewhere in the name, but I actually quite like the fact that it might not be, because pretty much a trademark has been filed for a brand new name of a ride, and it's been filed by the people that did the name for Hyperia and other rides and attractions at Merlin. And considering a big part of Ripsaw was to apparently detox guests that go on it, they've trademarked the name Toxicator. And I can't lie, usually I see names and I go, oh, I don't like that at first, and I have to like warm to it. I have to snuggle up. But seeing Toxicator, I quite like that name. I think that sounds a lot better than Ripsaw's Revenge, and kill me or not, I think the logo could look a lot better and the theme would work a lot better, because why the hell was it called Ripsaw when it's detoxing people? It should have been called Toxicator from the off. The only thing we don't know for certain is if this is actually for that ride, because it could be something else. They could be theming a flat ride next to Hyperia and call it Intoxicator. But considering the only new ride that's coming kind of soon is Project Ocean in any of the Merlin parks, and Ripsaw used to be themed to detoxing, there's loads of like red and black tubes and like test pipes and everything, I do think that this is for that ride. And as I've said multiple times already, Ripsaw's Revenge sounds way worse than that. Now they're actually going to bring it back and just call it Saw. Oh wait, no, that doesn't work. Yeah, very interesting. Toxicator. I quite like that name. Do you like that name though? That is the big question. Leave your thoughts on that name down below, and also anything else that I've spoke about today. Leave your thoughts on it in the comments. And also subscribe if you haven't already. Au revoir.